heart of Texas, where vast ranches and fertile fields stretch under the relentless sun, feral hogs pose one of the biggest challenges for landowners and farmers alike. These invasive animals, numbering over 3 million across the state, root up crops, contaminate water sources, and cause an estimated $500 million in damages every year. A single hog can tear through enough ground in one night to rack up $1,000 in losses, turning productive peanut fields or corn rows into muddy wastelands. That's why groups of dedicated hunters like the ones you'll see here step up, using a mix of traditional skills and modern tools to manage the population. No license is required for hog hunting in Texas, which makes it accessible for locals to join the effort and protect their livelihoods. Curious about the most effective ways they've found to turn the tide? Keep watching as we follow a day in the field with this crew. Meet Alex, a seasoned rancher from the rolling hills near San Antonio, who's been leading hunts for over a decade. Joined by his team Mike from the coastal plains, Sarah handling the tracking gear, and young recruit Jordan learning the ropes, they gear up at dawn with rifles, spotlights, and portable feeders baited with corn to draw in the hogs. Their approach starts simple, scouting trails where hogs have left fresh tracks, those telltale uprooted patches of soil that look like a plow gone wild. Alex explains it best while checking a game camera. We've got thermal scopes now that pick up heat signatures from 300 yards out. Way better than guessing in the brush. The team spreads out across a 200-acre cotton field that's already lost half its yield to overnight raids. As the sun climbs, they settle into natural blinds, thickets of mesquite and scrub oak, waiting patiently. Have you ever wondered how quiet the countryside gets right before the action starts? About an hour in, Mike's radio crackles to life. "Got movement at the east fence line," he whispers. Sure enough, a group of 6 hogs, each pushing 200 pounds, shuffles in, snuffling for the bait. Sarah adjusts her scope, noting the lead boar's scarred tusks, a real bruiser that's likely the culprit behind weeks of fence posts snapped like twigs. Mike takes the first clean shot, aiming for the vitals just behind the shoulder to ensure a quick, ethical drop. The rifle's report echoes across the field, and the hog hits the dirt without a twitch. The others scatter into the undergrowth, but not for long. Jordan, steadying his breath as Alex coaches him, lines up on a fleeing sow. His bullet connects solidly, stopping her mid-charge. In under 2 minutes, the teams accounted for 3 more with coordinated fire, each shot placed with precision to minimize suffering. It's methodical work, not chaos, focusing on population control rather than trophies. The field, scarred but salvageable, breathes a little easier. What setup would you use for a hunt like this on your own land? Pushing deeper into the afternoon, the group shifts to a riverside bottomland near the Brazos, where hogs love to wallow and spread diseases like brucellosis that can jump the cattle or even people. These areas are hotspots because the mud cools them down and hides their scent from predators or hunters. Alex deploys a corral trap, a pen-style setup with a gate that slams shut on a pressure plate once the whole sounder piles in for the soured corn. It's low-tech but effective. Last month, this trap alone nabbed 15 hogs in one go. As they check the bait line, Sarah spots fresh rooting clover patches flipped like omelets, exposing roots that won't regrow this season. The trap sprung empty for now, so they fall back on spot and stalk. Creeping along the water's edge, Jordan freezes at a rustle. A lone boar, tusks gleaming, emerges from the reeds, oblivious to the team, 50 yards off. Alex signals, and Sarah suppressed a rough 15 coughs once. The hog folds cleanly, its body splashing into the shallows. They drag it out, weighing in at 180 pounds, and mark the spot for future patrols. Traps like this cut down on the guesswork, letting hunters cover more ground without endless walking. Ever tried building one yourself, or do you prefer the chase? As dusk falls, the real challenge ramps up with a night hunt on a leased lease near Austin's outskirts. Feral hogs are nocturnal by nature, more active under cover of dark when they think it's safe to raid orchards or hay bales. The team swaps rifles for red dot sights and e-collars on their tracking dogs, loyal mutts like Rex, a mix of lab and hound with a nose that can sniff a trail through pouring rain. Mike leads with a UTV, its LED bar sweeping the terrain like a searchlight. They hit a pecan grove that's hemorrhaged thousands in dropped nuts, trampled into mush. Rex picks up a hot scent immediately, baying low as he quarters the wind. The team follows on foot, boots crunching softly over acorns. About 400 yards in, the dog's hackles rise, and there through the thermal monocular, a family group mills around a feeder, grunting contentedly. Alex ranges the biggest, a 250-pounder with a notched ear from past scraps. "Easy now," he murmurs to Jordan, who squeezes off a round. The hog staggers, then drops as Mike follows up. The sounder bolts, but the dogs hold the line, herding them towards Sarah's position. She bags 2 sows with deliberate shots, each one dropping in place to avoid wounding runners that could suffer longer. Night hunts like this reclaim up to 30% of the local population yearly, but with hogs breeding twice a year and litters of 8, it's a constant push. The stars overhead make it feel endless. What's the toughest part of hunting after dark for you? For bigger scale, nothing beats an aerial sweep over the open prairies west of Dallas. Texas law allows helicopter hunts on private land, a game changer for flushing hogs from thickets where ground teams can't reach. Alex coordinates with a local outfitter, piloting a Robinson R44 with doors off for clear lines of sight. The team straps in Mike on the skid with a lever action .30 to 30. Sarah calling ranges, Jordan filming for records. They lift off at first light, scanning vast swaths of rangeland dotted with windmills and grazing steers. Below, a sounder of 20 bolts from a windbreak of junipers, tusks flashing as they hit the flat. The chopper banks low, hovering at 50 feet while Mike leans out, tracking the lead boar. Pop, pop, 2 quick shots, and it tumbles. The rest fan out, but the hello circles tight, cutting off escape routes. Sarah picks off 3 runners with her semi-auto, bullets zipping true into the dust. In 20 minutes, they've culled 9, each hit verified to ensure humane kills. Landing to inspect, Alex notes the damage they'd prevented. These hogs could have wiped out a season's worth of native grasses, starving out deer and quail. Aerial ops cover 1,000 acres an hour, far outpacing boots on the ground, and they're key to keeping populations in check statewide. Imagine the view from up there. Would you take a chopper ride for a hunt? Back on terra firma, the team wraps up with a community drive on a 500-acre wheat farm plagued by hogs tunneling under irrigation lines, flooding fields and costing $50,000 a pop in repairs. 10 locals join, forming a loose line across the property with beaters flushing from cover. Alex takes the flank, rifle at low ready, while Mike and Sarah anchor the kill zone near a stock tank. The beaters folks with staffs and dogs start the push, whistles cutting the air. Hogs erupt from a cedar motte like popcorn, squealing as they charge the open. Jordan nails the first, a hefty gilt barreling straight at him. His .308 booms, and she skids to a halt 10 feet short. Chaos follows. A boar veers left, drawing Mike's fire clean through the neck. Sarah drops 2 in tandem, her shots overlapping like clockwork. The line holds, bagging 14 total in a controlled barrage, with spotters calling misses to adjust on the fly. No runners get far. The perimeter fences funnel them back in. It's teamwork at its finest, blending old-school drives with radio comms for zero waste. Farmers report these events saved their operations, turning potential ruin into relief. How many could your group take down in a setup like this? With the dust settling, the real work begins. Field dressing under the oaks, quartering the carcasses to haul back. Texas hogs aren't just pests, they're resources too. The team processes the meat on site, grinding some for sausage, smoking flanks for barbecue, and donating haunches to food banks in rural towns. Sarah bags the hides for leather crafters, while Alex logs the hunt for state reports, helping track population trends. Over 750,000 hogs get harvested yearly in Texas, but with 30% survival rates post-hunt thanks to rapid breeding, it's clear the fight's ongoing. Toxins like warfarin lace bait are in trials now, offering another tool, but hunters remain the front line. As the sun dips, the team shares a cooler of cold ones, swapping tips on suppressor maintenance and dog training. Alex toasts. Every hog down means one less field ruined, one more family fed. It's practical conservation, plain and simple. If you've got stories from your own hog hunts or ideas for better traps,